What's going on, guys? We are going to be replacing the cruise control switches, which are completely missing on the steering wheel. And we got to remove the airbag to do this. So disconnect your negative battery cable. I've already done this, and I've let the truck sit for quite a while since then. You don't want the airbag going off while you are messing with this. I've also seen in several posts that you may want to disconnect the starter relay. You can choose to or not do that. I'm not going to mess with it. You're going to need a 5/16 socket, and you're going to need to remove this tab back here. Let's get you a flathead screwdriver and find a way to get down in there and pop that sucker out. You've got one on the other side as well. Climb up in here, get to the other side. You can see it right here. And there we go. Both of them are sitting on the floor down there. And your 5/16 bolts will rest behind these, deep inside. I think you can probably see it in there. There it is, right there. Alright, so we're going to get our ratchet with a 5/16 socket back here. It helps to pull the tilt all the way down on this. Gives you a little extra room. Get your steering wheel up just a hair. And then get this in there. And we've broken it loose. Same thing on the other side. You can just take your socket, stick it in there, and don't lose this bolt, guys. Just like that. There's one, and we've already broken the one loose on this side, which is back behind this cover right here. So get it in there and find it. Oops, and we dropped it, which is exactly what I said not to do. These things happen, especially when you're holding a camera, so I'm going to just leave that in there for now. And guys, this is dangerous, okay? Don't think that it's not. Very carefully pull your airbag assembly out. Be gentle with it. Be very gentle with it. Our cruise control switches plug in right here next to the bolt that locks the steering wheel in place. Guys, I don't know if this can be done without disconnecting the airbag, but I'm going to make an attempt to do this without actually disconnecting the airbag. Now, the steering wheel cruise control switches are right here. This is where they connect. Right here with the airbag. You see, as we disconnect this, the top one, you're going to need some wire clippers, because it is held in place by several of these little try not to cut any wires here. There's another one hidden right over here. There we go. You want to pull these out. Don't leave these in the steering wheel. And you can replace them, which is probably highly recommended. There's another one hidden down over here. Down here at the bottom. Make sure you get all those out. Don't leave them in the steering wheel. Alright. try to navigate this around the airbag wires, and hopefully these just pull out. All right, if it wasn't for the airbag in the way, it wouldn't even be an issue, you know. Now, unfortunately, it looks like no, we can negotiate it around the airbag wire right here underneath. Just remember to route it back under the airbag. Ooh. And it looks like it plugs in at the top here. So there's a clip right here at the top that we're going to have to pry up on or push down. It's going to be one that you pry up on, so we're going to need to get our screwdriver under there. I'm going to lift this tab up, and then we're going to just pull this wire out. So I lifted the tab up with the screwdriver, and here's your old cruise control switches right here. But don't forget, guys, I've got a screw sitting down in the steering wheel back here. You can actually get to it through here. I know you can't see, but the screw is actually, you can see the threads right down in there. You can actually get to it from here, so you're going to want to make sure that you get this out of your steering wheel before you go much further with this. And it looks like we may have just gotten it. So, as you can see, it's no longer in there. Alright, next step is take your new cruise control switches, which I've got laying right here. We've got a lot of parts to change out today, guys, so stay tuned for some more videos. I'm going to knock all this out tonight. So remember, the one that is for your, this one right here, for coast, set, and resume, goes under the yellow airbag wire here. All right, don't forget that. So go ahead and get that routed up under there, and then it will just slide into place over here. Really easy. At least it should be. It should just slide right here in the middle without this light falling in my way. The airbag's in the way just a hair. Just like that. It'll fold into place there. And this one will do the same. It'll just slide into place right here. Alright, so there's your switches, nice and installed now. Now, you're going to want to route this wire on the right side of the airbag switch, and it will plug in right there. Now for these guys, you can either go back. In fact, I would highly recommend you go back with the with some kind of little zip ties, tiny ones. For me though, temporarily, I'm just going to leave it all like that, but that's not how I recommend doing it. I'm doing it that way because I am lazy. Alright, so again, I'm going to step out of the truck. I mean, if this thing goes off, I don't want to be trapped in the truck, you know. So we still have to connect this wire. It's a little bit of a stretch right here, so I'm going to pull the airbag up just a hair. Truthfully, guys, these airbags go off in such a hurry that you probably couldn't get out of the way if you had to, but I like knowing that there's a little more distance between me and this bag. Okay, plug your connector. You hear it snap? There you go. And now we're going to set the airbag back in place, just like that. Alright. Now, sure, if you want, you could test everything before you bolt this airbag down, but you don't want this airbag flying out of the truck. So if things aren't set up right, if they don't work properly, you can always take this back off. It's only a couple bolts. Honestly, doing this is dangerous. So I got both of my bolts from the steering wheel right here. I'm going to go ahead and get these put back in. So if the airbag does decide to go off, you know, it's controlled instead of the whole airbag assembly flying out of the steering wheel and possibly killing me. Alright, with all that done, get your ratchet back in on both sides, snug it up, Same thing with the other side over here. And next, fun part, hooking the battery back up and seeing if the airbag explodes. Now the good news is as soon as you connect power to the battery, if your airbag does not blow up, then you're probably good to go. Okay, so hypothetically, we're not going to die. So what we'll do now is we'll put the key in the ignition, and I will, once I get my key in the ignition, I'm going to move away from the airbag. Ignition is on. Cruise control buttons are lit up, which is new. The lights didn't work before,